Oh, guys, we are 21 minutes late, but we are live.
We made it. We
we
made it.
we made it. Some more technical issues. It's always a fun thing. It seems like as soon as you get it all figured out, there is a new issue that arrives. Randy still has not figured out that audio interface, man.
Oh,
What's
it's all my fault. I'm definitely not a tech guy. I'm a roofer. But I think we got it figured out now.
Yeah,
And once again, we
right.
have an awesome entrepreneur
Yeah.
guest, and we'll get into that for sure. Sorry for being late, but again, as usual,
Yeah.
if you're jumping on here, say what's up. Let us know where you're from. Go ahead and share this out with any contractor out there, especially roofing contractors.
Yeah.
That either are just getting started or have been going for a while. There's definitely some things to be learned and some things that we really need to be cognizant of when it comes to insurance.
Yeah.
I'll give you some stories here in a little bit of some experiences I've had that were really, really challenging and almost put me out of business because I didn't have the right insurances and I didn't know what to look for. So we're going to go deep on some valuable information with our man Josh Cotner here. But Nick's going to go ahead and go through the rundown first, and then we'll get Josh on going.
For sure. Yeah. So this is episode 32 of the Start Build Grow Show, just like Randy was saying. Share it out. We get some exciting stuff to talk about today. But we'll start out with next week. We're looking at next week, Monday, Tuesday. We have the Job Nimbus Solutions Summit in Austin, Texas. Keep it weird, right? Keeping Austin weird. Never been there, so I'm pretty stoked about that.
It's a cool place, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, and hey, the Longhorns are good too, man. So that's another plus. I'm getting in there Saturday. So if they're playing Saturday, I think they're undefeated right now. Texas is back, so we'll be in the heart of it. So that'll be pretty cool. But we have 2 tickets. I was talking to Joel, one of the guys that's with Job Nimbus, helping and set it up. Convinced him to give us 2 more tickets. So what we're gonna do is, you share that bad boy out, we'll put you in the drawing for that. We also have some more fun stuff too. So we got money for you. Our man Josh came out here and he is throwing some cash. He's the first guest to be out here actually throwing just straight up cash money. He's got $100 Visa gift card, I believe. So what he's going to do is whoever asks the best question,
I like it,
gets entered for that gift card.
I like it.
Hey,
man, that's awesome, Josh.
That's
check it out, man. He's trying to make insurance interesting, right?
Yeah,
nobody wants to talk about insurance,
dude. He's the most interesting man in insurance. Do you know that? The most interesting man.
But the reality of it is, you need to talk about insurance, because if you really want to grow a business, especially a roofing company, we are, I think, number 2 on the most expensive trades or construction industry to insure. Josh can clarify that for us, but it's a lot. Yeah. And if you make the wrong mistakes, it can cost you your entire company. So we're going to talk about insurance. He's giving away $100. We got another giveaway that we're doing as well. We're making insurance fun. We're gonna bring some fire content.
Insurance fun, man. Well, hey, let's start out with this right here. So, Josh, I was reading a little bit about you one night. I mean, we've been talking for a while. You've been engaged with the show. We appreciate that a lot. But I was reading online that you actually fell through a roof, and that was kind of the start to this whole thing. Is that the case?
Yeah, I kind of like everybody, needed a good job growing up, and I'm a pretty handy guy, so I started working construction, and I was making like $2,500 a week installing fireplaces in Phoenix. And one day, a roofing crew cut a hole in a new build, and it was for a skylight. They covered it with tar paper, and they left. One of you roofers. And, I was coming along to install a fireplace and a surround above the chimney, and I couldn't even do it. I walked right through that skylight. I landed up in the rafters. I had to drop my bags and crawl up and then shimmy down the roof and fall down the ladder and drive to the occupational health care hospital. And it was a nightmare. I almost died. It was a 2-story house, and the area was open below where I had fall through the skylight. So I learned a lot about insurance at that time, dealing with the workers' comp claim. And I decided that I had lost my immortality and I needed to get a new job because my daughter had just been born. So after fighting with the judge about my claim, I got my license and I've been selling insurance ever since.
Wow. So there's definitely some purpose behind your passion for being the smartest insurance guy, or the most passionate the coolest insurance guy out there, right?
Yeah.
So that's awesome. There's some purpose behind why you do what you do. So
Mhm.
let's backtrack a little bit. Let's get to know Josh a little bit. You know, we this show is all about the entrepreneurial journey, and we want to merge contracting, trades, and the entrepreneurial journey together. And that's really the purpose of this. And I think that's where a lot of our viewers get a lot of value. So we got another entrepreneur here. We'll get into some of your other endeavors. You're obviously in insurance. You do some other cool things, but let's go back, man. How'd you get into entrepreneurship? What was a moment that you decided like, hey, I want to be an entrepreneur and I want to take some risks and make things happen for myself in life?
You know, I guess it started with 8th grade Spanish class when my teacher let me out so I could go get some ice cream a little bit early as long as I got all the work done. And so all the guys would be like, hey, can you get me a, ice cream sandwich on the bus on the way home? Because they knew I'd get out 5 minutes early and I could make the bus. So I would get a free sandwich or something. And that turned into landscaping. So at age 11, my mom gave me a mower and told me go mow the lawn. And I think a lot of us grow up and we have the desire for stuff, and our parents make us work for it. And my mom has always given me amazing tools, so she gave me this mower, and I started mowing everybody's lawn. I got a weed eater, I got a pole saw, and I started cleaning up the whole neighborhood. But it was a lot of fun. Just growing up at age 12, I had my first pickup truck, and I'm driving down dirt roads. No insurance, no cares in the world, but that's kind of how I got started. And, I had to work my whole life for everything that I have. So, I worked through college framing houses here in Phoenix in 120-degree temperatures in the summer, direct heat. So I know, like, you need to take care of yourself. And I moved into construction later, doing teaching others how to install fireplaces. And, I speak Spanish fluently, so I know all the fun words on the job sites if you guys need a translation somewhere. And I love helping everybody out just because I know what I grew up with, and everybody's just trying to make it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I love to give people tools and like their license, bond, or insurance. Those are 3 big tools to help them get started. And so I pretty much just have always been working hard. I've always been in sales or construction, and I just figured this is a good opportunity. I knew how to make some websites, and I've been teaching myself some other tricks and skills. And I just try to work hard for my guys every day because I know how hard you work in construction. Like my East Coast customers, I get up at 5 a.m. and they're calling me at 8 a.m. East Coast time so that they can get a cert, so they can go pull a permit, so they can get a job done. And I have no problem getting up early and getting that stuff done even before the sun comes up in Arizona. But, a lot of my guys can chime in here. I see we have a bunch of comments down. You guys want to say hi to some people that we know here?
Yeah, I was just going to say,
man.
I think Nick was going there. Let's go ahead and fire away some questions. I mean, that's what this one's all about. I mean, we can
we can
do all day.
We can great questions, man.
Questions going because we got $100 on the line. Right?
Exactly, money talks, right?
Money talks.
So we got a few here. Let's see here. We got Corey, and we got Mitchell as well. So we got 2 already lined up here. But what I was going to say is, no, man, you do a great job. I know how hard you're working. You seem to be always online working on something. I mean, you said you know stuff about websites, marketing, stuff like that. I mean, if you look up the URL, one of his websites is roofinginsurance.com. I think that's about as good as you can get for a URL. So first off, congratulations on that one. That is awesome.
That one
so that was great. Really impressed with
that one on payment plan, but it's totally worth it because I serve roofers. I got started insuring roofers with ABC Supply. They had an insurance company in 2008, and they wanted everybody to get cheap insurance. And so they put some money, a couple $1 million aside, and they're selling insurance for years. And then in I think 2008 or 2009, the gentleman passed away. He fell off his roof. Okay, and they decided to shut that program down. But I had thousands of roofers coast to coast that depended on me, that were calling me, well, what are we going to do, Josh? And you know what? Like when there's a need in the marketplace, you find it and you make it happen. And it took me all of like 24 hours to find a new insurance company to work with. And, we shop around, we get connected with new companies, and we try our best to get you the best coverage, the best price, and the best service.
Love it, man. Well, let's dive into these questions because that's, like we said, money talks, man. And, whoever has the best question, I'm getting the $100 gift card. Oh, we got 3 now. Okay.
Cool.
All right,
So
cool.
Mitchell
So,
Let's see. We got Corey Klopp up there.
oh,
What's
dude,
up?
we got Corey, man.
My
He's
man, Corey.
He's always in.
I got your book out the other day, just FYI.
All right, book is
He
on
hit
its
me up
way,
last
Corey.
show for a free book, and
Boom.
we hooked him up. So, yeah, go ahead and DM me, and I'm
So-
more than happy to send you
So
a
he
free book if
asked,
you like.
and he received, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
On the way,
Love it.
man.
Cool. Well, Corey, let's see what we got here. So my question would be, is there a policy that cover an owner if he were hurt on a job?
So, like the owner of a construction company.
Yeah, I think that's the direction you're going. So whoever the owner of the construction and roofing company, whatever it might be.
Let's go ahead and answer that
That's
both
a
ways.
pretty good
I'm
question.
interested. Let's answer that both ways. An owner of a house, like a client owner.
Oh, okay.
See,
I
so
get
like
what
an
you're
owner of a
saying.
house.
Right.
I think let's go that direction first. That might be what he was asking about.
Yeah.
So, like, general
yeah, right.
liability protects third parties from bodily injury or property damage to others. So, a general liability policy respond to a homeowner, their kid, a neighbor. An example would be like I had a swimming pool contractor this week. He dug a hole and he put a bunch of rebar down in this pool, and a kid fell in the pool and hurt themselves. You know whose insurance paid that claim? That contractor's. So, that would be for them. And then on the construction side, for like a owner, it's really difficult. And there's a lot of different ways to cover yourself with regard to that. And like if you're kind of an owner operator, it's hard to just pay for thousands of dollars of workers' comp insurance. And a lot of times, guys have a wife that has medical insurance or some other type of coverage, and that's what some people have done is just buy medical insurance as an affordable way to provide coverage in case they get hurt. That's not the right way to cover it, but that is something that people do. And, of course, the right answer to that is workers' comp insurance. You can include or exclude yourself. There's some contractors who are really good on the job site, roofing on the roof, managing the crews and getting the jobs done. And, those guys should be covered. But if you're a paperwork guy that, you're checking Eagle Scout or, Bird Eye or whatever service you use to check the roof and do bids, and you don't even show up to the job site, you could probably exclude yourself. But yeah, that's a really good question. It's difficult to know, which policy responds to a claim for a homeowner or, employee or owner. And that's why I'm here. When you text me, call me, IM me, you get instant on-demand service. You don't get, you're waiting on hold for your agent to pick it up. You know exactly who you're dealing with. You call Josh on his cell. My phone number is 844-WORK-24/7. It's pretty easy to remember. And, you get me on the phone, instant technical service. So was that pretty good, Corey? Do you have any of that? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that was spot on. I think we're ready to roll on to the next one. We're just going to kind of hit him with another one. Might as well, right? Let's see here. So we had Mitchell, and he says, what do you think of the insurance COI providers producing fake COI for contractors?
So, like, Accord, the company who makes certificates of insurance that are the standard industry forms, they really do regulate insurance certificates a lot, but it's just the Wild West, to be honest with you. Anybody with Adobe Acrobat, you can modify or change any document. You wouldn't believe the stuff that I see. I have certs that come across my desk, and a homeowner calls me and says, hey, does this guy have coverage? And I look at his account, and he hasn't been in business with me for 12 years, or 8 years or whatever it is. And I have to tell him like, hey, that guy doesn't have insurance. And, other guys, they have insurance and they can print certs out from my client portal 24/7. All you need is their name, their address, and their fax or email. But they still choose to print one out and write it in by hand. And, it's just interesting to see all the stuff. And homeowners call me every single time and say, hey, can you give me a real one? And,
Yeah, as a roofing contractor, I mean, we've learned this one the hard way. I mean, a lot of young contractors don't think that they know that they need insurance, right?
Yeah.
So you get the certification from your sub, and it's not until you have an issue that you find out that certification is not real. It only takes that happening once and having to pay out of pocket to fix some houses. We spent thousands of dollars repairing stuff because of this issue.
Yeah.
And learned our lesson the hard way. But ever since then, we put in a process and a procedure where we actually call and verify that policy number every single time. Like, I would encourage every roofer out there to do this, whether it's you or somebody in your office. When you bring on a new subcontracted crew, you need to call the carrier and make sure that that policy is real and valid. Another issue that we ran into was across state lines. So there's certain insurance carriers out there that only cover specific states. So a lot of you that are trying to expand and contract and working storm work, you bring on a lot of extra subcontractors to facilitate demand during storm season. Make sure that if those certs are coming across state lines, that they have a cert valid in your local market. That's another one to really be cognizant of, because it's hard to even notice that.
Yeah.
You can have a valid policy, but it doesn't cover the state they're working in. So these are two lessons that cost me thousands and thousands of dollars in damages and other workers' comp issues that I had to pay for because I thought my crews were covered when they actually weren't.
Exactly. If they don't have workers' comp of their own, you're going to pay. And I'm sure you're with Pinnacle up there in Colorado, and it's a difficult situation. They monitor every little thing up there. But those are things that happen. And risk management really starts in a lot of different ways. Making sure that certs is the first step, getting it directly from the agent, that's critical. And I even ask my contractors to send me their subs insurance certs, and I'll review them for you right then and make sure it's valid. I know I am infinitely more knowledgeable about stuff than my contractors are, even the ones who have been doing it for years, and have read and seen hundreds of different certs. You could just miss one little thing that I'm like, hey, this word is misspelled. Let's make sure this, description of operations is correct. Let's call that agent. And if you're calling the agent every time, that's phenomenal. I audited a big GC down in Florida. Out of 30 subs, 27 of them didn't have proper insurance. One guy was owed $8,500, and all he had to do was give him a cert, and he wouldn't even call him back. So
yeah, and there's a lot of things that go on in the background with dealing with subcontractors. If a subcontractor has an insurance cert and they don't pay it, right? They don't pay their workers' comp, but they try to keep using that same cert. It becomes invalid, and then it stays on their record. So now they can't even go get new insurance when you're requiring them to do so until they pay off the previous balance of what they owed for workers' comp. So therefore, another game they play is they'll start a new company and a new name, but eventually it catches up. Yeah. Eventually it catches up and then puts them out of business. It's sad because it's a very large expense, but a lot of us don't understand how to budget for it and how to make sure to cover those costs and spread those costs out to where it's not affecting your bottom line too much or affecting your cash flow too much.
Cool, guys. Well,
so many people that give me quotes and they're trying to get a performance bond for a project, and they have material and labor. And I'm like, you were missing out on so many different things like insurance, the surety bond, all these different things. If you're just doubling your material, you're losing money. And it's like, you're right. You need to educate people. That's why you guys are here. I love your show. I've been watching your show for a while. And I got to tell you, like, the stuff that you guys talk about, like how to make money in construction, it's a business. You don't want to pay someone to do their job. You talked about the mistakes that you learned. You paid for your education in business. You sharing that story with somebody about checking this cert, that's going to prevent someone else from getting that bogus cert and then having a situation that they have to pay thousands of dollars for.
Guys, I got to tell you we experienced that this year. And honestly, the issue that we ran into with workers' comp this year, with all of our growth and just things slipped through the cracks, and it was, it was a perfectly valid insurance, didn't come across state lines. It cost me enough money that would have put me out of business 5 years ago. Jeez. It literally, that issue would have put a small roofing company out of business. It's not worth losing your company because you made an honest mistake with your insurance. So that's why I share that story, because whether you like who you work with, or you're looking for somebody like a Josh or somebody that can come in and help you and really answer the questions that you really don't know, it's imperative that you do so, that you cover your ass. You got to. I mean, that's your company, and your roofing company is your livelihood. We build these companies to last and to provide for our families and to create jobs for people, and to know that something as simple as getting a proper insurance certification can completely ruin all that for you. It's powerful.
And so many guys
it's really strong.
go from working in the field to working in the office. And so they've been working and they know the trade so well, it's phenomenal. Like no one knows roofing better than some of my clients. And then to see them manage their paperwork, sometimes I'm just like scared, when I ask them what their numbers were or what's your process and they have nothing. And I'm like, okay, let's start from ground zero. Some people I help start LLCs and incorporate. That's, starting a business.
Absolutely. And for that exact contractor, I mean, you can outsource or hire someone at part-time, bookkeeper, somebody to come in and help you with that stuff. I mean, we're contractors, we're salespeople, we swing hammers, we know how to build things, we can create and do great things, but we're not good at details. We're not good at the paperwork.
Yeah.
So I would encourage you to find someone that can do that for you. Find a budget for it because it's imperative. But here's the catch is we can actually train them for you. That's what, here's my roofing academy plug. Like that's what that was built for. That platform is built to provide training for not only the owners, but for their admin, for their staff, for their marketing staff, for obviously their sales team, so you can actually get your employees trained as you hire them for a fraction of the cost. So, that's what our platform was built. So remember that you want a new admin person, we'll help train them and we can help get the right paperwork set up. We can get your right insurances set up and do all that for you to where you don't got to worry about it, to where you can go do what you do best. And that's sell roofs or install roofs. Right.
Well, cool guys. I want to take some of these questions now though, because we got some piling up. First off, Andrew Alanier, what's up, my man? He says, hey guys, I'm in Detroit. Just got back from Kansas City. What up, Andrew? Going on? Thanks for jumping on, man. We had some other people saying what's going on too.
What's up, guys? But
I also want to hit on, I know Mitchell had another question, but we had one more before that. Then we'll dive back into another question for Mitchell. I got our guy out here, Jason Sloan, man, Colorado guy. Wouldn't a disability policy be far less expensive and have better coverage than worker comp for an owner?
So that's really difficult to answer without comparing the coverages side by side. I know that sounds like a cop-out, but to be honest, like there's a lot of ins and outs on disability policies, and that's not going to cover everything. Like if you have an emergency room or a ride to the emergency room, it's not going to cover that. You have a life flight, it's not going to cover that. There's certain things that disability is not going to cover, and medical bills, it might cover some of the long-term things, but your instant response is I see you got my logo in the background. God, that looks good.
There you go, buddy.
That's the Workhorse logo. I love the gears and the horse in the middle. And I'm trying to push that right now as I'm a workhorse for my guys. And so I kind of just threw that out there a little bit ago when we were talking about logos and graphics and stuff. But
there it is, man. In person, the Workhorse logo.
Yep.
May I present to you? All right, go ahead, man.
It's cool. I love watching your show in the banner sometimes. So there's a lot of different things though that we could talk about. We could talk about all these questions. Andrew Lanier said his
another thing there, Jason, for you is whether you're kind of a sole proprietor or a partner, you could put together a buy-sell type of agreement that's funded by a life insurance policy. You can do that. So, and that policy can also have a disability coverage as well. So there's a couple different options there as well. So you can talk to an investment broker as well to set yourself up in the event that you're disabled to where you'll have, a policy in place to be able to cover that, some of the things that maybe a workers' comp or a general liability, policy would not cover.
Got it.
It's hard to have coverage for every situation, for every cost, and there's gaps in insurance. I take classes and pass exams on how to fill these gaps between the different lines. You could buy every insurance in the world, still not have everything still covered. You know how horrible that is? You have your cert filled with coverage, and then one day something happens, you get rear-ended, or someone steals some equipment or material, and you're like, oh, I thought we had that covered here, and you didn't review it properly with your agent. There's so many times that I'm looking at policies with guys like roofing, and it's excluding like open roof coverage. So if you do a tear off and it rains, you have nothing. And there's other ones that have no tail coverage. So I just, it's pretty surprising sometimes to see like what, people have and what they don't have. But a good conversation can, identify your risks and perils and make a plan, and in case something does happen, you have coverage where you bought it. So, like I don't know what else we need to go on here, but I love Andrew.
Yeah, we probably got some more. Let's go ahead and
yeah.
next.
Well, first off, your boy Andrew, man, with Creek Jack, he says, "What's up, boys? Josh Cotner, best insurance guy, right there ever, man. Dang, look at that, dude.
I saw him on the news recently in Colorado.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna send you.
He was on the news, man.
Nice.
That's how you grow your business right there, man. He's been getting leads from that. His only problem is he hasn't enough time for what it sounds like, man. Let's see here. And Mitchell also wants you to send your info over to him. So he's put his email on there. So make sure you guys connect. Let's see here. What else we got? Oh, and also Angelo Nears, he's not happy. He said you stole my horse look, man, because he's got a horse in his logo too, dude. Hey, it's a copycat world, man. You know what I mean?
When you see my rap, Andrew, you're gonna know I stole everything. Okay, when you see
he sold the whole look from you, man.
I don't know.
We saw you on the show because we had Andrew Allen on here a while back, man. He brought some heat, and then Cotner went in there and stole his logo.
What is that? Copying is a form of flattery, right?
Yeah,
like that. What's
this is a chess piece. It's a knight. He's kind of, I'm a workhorse. I'm down in the trenches with my guys. It's a little different.
I don't want to hear it. You took his logo. But, no, I'm joking. I'm joking, man. All right. Well, hey, we actually had Mitchell had another question, so I want to hit that up and see. He says, "I'm thinking about becoming a partner with a new roofing company. What would be the best advice for an owner of a roofing company insurance-wise, other than make sure your subs have correct and up-to-date insurance?"
There's different coverages. Again, like an occurrence policy versus claims made, that would be a good step. So like the difference there is if your work occurs during the time period I insure you, it's covered after your policy. So if something happens down the road, you still have coverage. Even if you go with another insurance agent, you could call me up and say, "Hey Josh, I had a claim from a year ago. Here's my deductible, take care of it." And so an occurrence policy is pretty important. Also, like making sure that you have coverage for potential things that you might want to do. I had a client who was a cabinet maker in Colorado, and his dad called him up one day and said, "Hey, I'm over at Columbine High School. Can you come over and weld this door in the shop?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'll head right over." And, I had him insured for cabinet making, okay, not welding.
Yeah.
So he goes over there, it happened, and, I know everybody's heard of Columbine High School. They had that horrible shooting there a number of years ago. But, it's just like, you can't have a situation like that. I checked afterwards to see what the coverage would be. It was like $380 for everything that he needed. And so, that was hundreds of thousands of dollars. And, he had to his dad learned that you pay for that education in business and you want to minimize that cost. So, he thought his son was good and it didn't happen.
Well, I have a couple little tips for you as you're trying to, I guess, reassess your insurance situation from a roofer's perspective. One, when you're in most policies, I know in our case, we have to kind of project our annual revenue in order to, get the quotes for the coverage to be accurate. And the thing about that is naturally you think, oh, maybe I'll just be right on the number or give them the wrong number, thinking you could save money on insurance. Unfortunately, they're going to audit you later. And if you don't actually give an accurate depiction of either what you think your revenue is going to be, you could get yourself in trouble where you end up with a lot of money due in an audit. So the way to do that is just kind of check your numbers. I mean, if you're aggressively trying to grow your company, you want to kind of account for that growth and try to project that growth a little bit in order to make sure you have the right coverage and you have the right amounts for that coverage.
Mm-hmm. I just did
same thing with workers' comp. On the workers' comp side, depending on how many employees you have, you want to make sure that they are all categorized the correct way. Okay. So a miscategorized employee can cost you a lot of money up front or cost you a lot of money in the back end. So you want to really make sure that your employees are in the right categories, and you definitely want to check with Josh or some to help you do all that. But those are two things that we've learned some lessons on that we really would have not liked to have learned, but we have, and it's important to do that.
Yeah. Andrew Allen Near says, he said, respect the audit. My goal is to be 10% high or close. So we have Daniel with the question.
I would never do that. If you're in Josh Cotner's book of business, we're really conservative with your money. Okay. So I
Okay.
try to be super conservative. I do a ton of forecasting with you. So you know if you did $1 million in sales, what your insurance costs are going to be. I'll tell you what your workers' comp costs are on a per 100 rate. I'll tell you what your GL costs on a percentage or per 1,000 rate. I give that stuff to you up front so you can include this in your bid. You know, when I was talking about that, you know, material and labor, I'm giving my guys the insurance costs on each job so that they're not eating that. They're passing that along to the party, you know, the customer. That's who should be paying for it at the end of the day. You know, the one who gets the coverage. And that's you know, giving the people that information is critical. I did a quote with the guy,
especially in a large, like a
Oh, yeah.
commercial situation. I mean, some roofing contractors can do, you know, a lot of residential and or one or two really big commercial jobs that completely change what their revenue was for the whole year.
I have
And
one guy in Colorado
to know
today.
those numbers up front is super valuable because you can account for that and know that, hey, these are the expenses I'm going to have. You can work those into your numbers to make sure they get paid for. It's great advice, Joe.
I gave a quote to a guy who's doing a 100,000 square foot roof in Colorado today, commercial roof, huge roof. And he goes, you know, I might get this one, but there might be 2 or 3 more. And I said, okay, well, here's your quote on 350, here's 500, and here's 750. And he's like, this is perfect. And, you know, there was a pretty linear function on the GL. But, you know, like, again, just having the numbers, like 1.5% of gross. He was a brand new roofer, no prior insurance. That's what the cost is. If you want good coverage for what, you know, you're doing, that commercial roofing with every different endorsement, he needed, you know, the best insurance coverage money could buy. So
Yeah. Cool.
But
All right. Well, let's go into this question from Daniel real quick. Daniel says, "Is there a construction insurance bundle when starting a new business? And if not, what are the top picks to make sure me, employees, and my family are 100?"
So there isn't right now, but that's what I'm doing next. Is I want to start my own captive insurance company in the next 3 years, where you buy this master policy and everything's covered. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to buy a policy with like 100 million in gross, and we're going to say we want no exclusions, and everybody's going to pay a little piece. Everybody's going to join in, and then we're going to have insurance company that we control. That, you know, I'm just the sponsored manager, making sure the paperwork gets filed and everybody does their app, and then people are going to get money back on their insurance. But I can't tell you how I've been in the trenches for 13 years and paid millions of dollars to these insurance companies and just seen a very limited handful of claims. And so if we could, you know, get contractors set up, you know, with their own insurance company that they control, that'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Man, you might be getting some more customers over here, man. Andrew Alnier said, "Stop! Stop it! You're gonna make me buy from you." And then we got Mitchell over here asking for your info, man. Well, what do you think of some of these questions so far? Because what I wanted to do real quick was actually give away those Drop Nimbus tickets.
Yeah,
I was looking through those shares and stuff like that. So remember, we're giving 2 tickets away. So my hope is that the person who gets them has an employee or a partner or something like that they can bring with to Austin, so they both can benefit. And so I saw, you know, he asked a question, he shared this thing out. So we're gonna hit that up with Jason Sloan. He's out here in Denver, Colorado.
Jay Money, what's up, buddy?
Money, man. He's with Exterior Experts, dude. Great dude. Thanks for sharing it out, man. Hopefully, you know, I know it's last minute, right? It's Monday, Tuesday, but I'm hoping that you can take those, and we'll be seeing you in Austin here shortly.
Yeah, and if you can't get them, you can't get there. We'll give them to somebody else.
So
but,
Jason, make sure you connect with me, man. Let me know
for the interactions. Thank you for sharing and posting awesome questions on a consistent basis, man.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it. All right, let's see here. So we got another question, and then after that, we want to dive into who gets that money prize. Man, there's been some fire questions. We appreciate the engagement, guys. It's been hey, like Jason Sloan, I will see you in Austin. Oh right, man, brother. He's spontaneous, man. That's what Jason's known for, man. Last minute decisions.
You know,
I like it, man. Well, hey,
congrats, Jason.
And you know, like it's pretty funny, but you know, this week one of my friends was telling me, you know, you need to come up here to Canada and get your insurance license. And there's so many people up here that you could help. So we've been planning that for a little bit. But like a plane ticket to Toronto for today was $130. and it's just like pretty interesting to, go up there and fly for the day. It's 4 hours each way, but you could fly up and fly back for the day for under $300 and have some fun and maybe pass a test and start selling insurance in Canada. But
There you go. I work with a lot of people in Canada actually, so that's we'll get connected on that too. What's up, all my friends from Canada? We shared it out. The Breakthrough guys, Breakthrough Academy. We've had a couple of them on now. We have all of our brothers up in Canada. They're an awesome group to work with.
Joe just hopped on. Joe is actually another ticket winner, man. He said we'll see you guys in Austin, or see you in Austin, gentlemen. Love it, man. Joe, love it, dude. And then, man, Andrew on near again, man. He goes, I want to go to Austin, but my wife won't let me take more time off.
Hey, brother, I've been watching your journey, man. You got to get out of the business, man. You got to get all your staff in place to where they're running that thing for you.
Man, he's doing
on the business.
Yeah,
and you could take more trips.
He was doing a little bit of hunting though. That was cool. I saw him doing a little bit of hunting. Hopefully, you got something, man. Hopefully, you just weren't freezing your butt off. I'm from Wisconsin. I know how that goes. We got another question though, man. We got one more. Then
we're gonna go ahead and
then we're gonna close it out.
Go ahead and look through the comments, Josh, and see. Go ahead and pick your winner for the day, man. While he queues up that last question.
Yeah, we got one more. Okay, so we got
Let me pick one question. Yeah. Okay.
I'm currently covered for $2 million. I still have all my workout. What other coverage should I worry about?
So this is the coverage you need to worry about is your subcontractor's coverage. Okay, because if they're doing all the work, they have all the liability. Are you getting your additional insured endorsements? Are you getting your primary wording? Are you getting a waiver of subrogation? What type of policy do they have? If you're subbing out all your work and you have $2 million in coverage, you check your subs. And if you want to put together your stuff, Sebastian, and send it to me, I'll look at your subs and review that with you and let you know who's good and who needs to improve their stuff. But those would be three things. That additional insured, that's that risk mechanism that actually transfers risk from the project to the insurance company. So if you don't get that, you really don't have any coverage.
Yep, that is important. The additionally insured, that's definitely another one that we didn't know early on, man. We learned so many lessons. I was just trying to build a company. I had no clue about this stuff. So listen to what he's got to say. That was very key. Be the additionally insured. To where to look? Where do you look at that if you're looking at a cert? If you just have a cert in your hand, where would you want to look at that, Josh? And how do you determine whether you're additionally insured or not?
On the Accord 25, there's like about a quarter of the way down the page, there's a general liability section on the left. And then right there, it says additional insured at the top. There's one column or row. And right next to that, it says waiver of subrogation. If that X is checked or if it has a Y there, I've seen it a couple different ways. That's one part. But I like to get the endorsement itself.
On the bottom, correct?
Description of operations at the bottom. But the endorsement is the thing that I like to see. Whenever I have someone come to my house or come to the office and work on something, I want that additional insured. I don't know if you saw that picture this week of that guy running around with a grinder sticking out of his face. But, like I had a guy over here cutting tile and he has no guard on his grinder. And what happens? It falls apart. And if he had gotten hurt and I was sued, I'd be paying that myself if I didn't get that additional insured. So that's a really critical endorsement.
All right. Well, hey. Let's dive into this. We had a lot of great questions. There was a $100 gift card on the line. People brought the heat, some great info. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. Now, where's the money going, man? Where's the money? We gave away the tickets.
Show me the money, brother.
Show me the money, man.
We got one right here, but I want you to know, I win these every week. Okay, so every week we have a $100 gift card from some random insurance company that we could give out. So I want you to know, I'm not a wham bam, thank you, ma'am. I need a second date, okay? So get me on the show again. Randomly bring me in for insurance topics, and I'll throw another $100 in the bin. I got two right here. Daniel Bauman, he had a good question that we didn't answer, and Sebastian had a really good question too. So I think I'm gonna give those guys 2 cards. If that's
double.
Yeah,
$200.
Oh, 200.
But those are good questions, and I hope you guys tune in for Start Build Grow. You guys help so many people. I have some other stuff I want to give you guys. These are little wristbands.
Okay.
We got some wristbands.
Yeah, it says licensed, bonded, insured. So I had a couple hundred of those made, and then I'm gonna send those up to you guys. And I know you guys go to a bunch of events like your Job Nimbus. And
Yep.
you know what? Something like this is like just like it's like a Better Business Bureau badge of honor. You know, like you're licensed, bonded, insured, and
Boom.
you know, like it's just one of those identifiers. And you know, I do cool little bumper stickers for my guys and hats and T-shirts and stuff. And like here's kind of what that looks like. I don't know if you can see that, but no one else does this for their clients. I'll tell you that.
I love it.
Okay.
I love it,
Cool,
man.
man. Well,
Well, dude.
apparently we just got a new sponsor for the show.
Yeah, you see that?
So
You
we'll get
see
with
that?
you on the details about that later. Get with me offline. But once again, man, thank you guys so much for watching this.
Yeah, we appreciate it a lot.
We want to give Job Nimbus a big shout out and a big thank you for supporting and some of the other companies that are watching, that are checking us out, that are engaging and watching us on a regular basis. If it weren't for you guys, this wouldn't be possible. So, you know, the fans and people watching, make sure to share this out. If you're rewatching this, share it out, and definitely hit up Josh if you're interested in insurance. And we'll talk more about the virtual training stuff. If you are interested in virtual training, definitely you can DM me as well. And look forward to seeing you all next Monday at the Job Nimbus Solutions Summit.
Heck yeah, guys. Well, hey, you know, we gave almost like $1,000 worth of stuff away today. So that was awesome. Josh, thank you so much for that. Jason, I'll be sending you the coupon codes. Check your DMs. And then you guys make sure that you're connected with Josh Cotner. If you guys want his info, whatever it might be. I know we had an email there. So Josh, make sure you're connected with Mitchell and whatnot. But hey, guys, thank you so much. We'll see everybody in Austin on Monday, the 22nd, 23rd, where your dude right here, yours truly, Randy Brothers, will be the head keynote guy right here. So wish him luck, guys. He'll be crushing it. So he's got a great story to tell, and you'll be able to hear it in Austin. All right.
All right. Thank you guys, man. Thank you, Nick. That was awesome. Have a